Okay, let's try this again. Welcome in, guys. So we have a very interesting spread here for you today. There is one card we're going to pull together just to kind of tie this up, because Spirit has a beautiful way of tying these things together with the perfect ending message. So let's get into it. We started off here with Athena, Judgment. There is something you are being shown, or you're being called to take a look at. All right. So the trumpets are blowing. There is something that you missed. And please don't take this with a grain of salt, for one. But it's a really good point that Spirit is pointing out here. There's something that you might have kind of went over in this pursuit of, I heard pursuit of happiness, but in this curiosity, the stage of curiosity of your faith, of how you show up for yourself and for others, and how that ripples out and how that it affects everyone. The other thing is, you missed something when it comes to a message. You're playing too small. And it might seem big for you, and one little step at a time and being grateful for where we are is definitely key in the spiritual path. But you're a lighthouse and you're playing way too small. You're playing like a flashlight, and you're this huge beacon of light. You're this huge lighthouse. And there is you could be seeing XX a lot as well, like the sakis. Is that what it's called? Sorry, I don't drink. This message is repeated here with fruit. So we have a mushroom here upside down, and it's in the negative, the yin. And this talks about things coming back around because we missed something. So the salmon over here in the positive state, the yang state, talks about how the salmon, they swim upstream and they basically exert themselves in order to pass away. Now, we are mortal. Everything is temporary. Everything changes. And I feel like whoever I'm talking to, you've gotten very accustomed to this. And it's been a process of letting things go. But this energy wouldn't be coming out here unless you've done enough cord cutting rituals, you've done enough self-examination on yourself. 1 second. So we also have the bison here, which is saying you intimidate and command respect from others just by being yourself. Your endurance is being tested, and you will have to knuckle down and do the work to see the results of your labors. There's something to do with family, simplicity, and things that have been overlooked within your family. There's many different threads to this story. So I feel like I'm speaking to a couple of different people and the different things that have been overlooked. And who knows, it might apply to a few of these principles, concepts might apply to you, to one person, claiming multiple of these. Or, oh my gosh, my words, I don't know what, I'm tripping on my words right now, which kind of makes sense with what we have down here with the dakinis. So we're moving there. This last part is, yeah. So there's something that was overlooked. Maybe you noticed some kind of sign playing out that now you can recall that it was a sign from, Spirit, from God, saying like, hey, there is something that we missed that we need to go back and take care of, so that the whole worksheet is filled out. There's no empty spaces. There's no blank spaces. I feel like this is an opportunity. This is not like, oh my God, an obstacle, a challenge. This is an opportunity for somebody to rewrite their story in a bigger way. And you've probably gotten this message before of stop playing small and to dream big. But you've gotten to a certain level where things need to be revisited, reevaluated, because it's almost like some of your manifestations have come into your reality and you're now realizing that you've moved past that. So this is something that you asked for a while back, you let it go, you moved on. Now it's being presented to you and you're realizing it's not something that resonates with you anymore, okay? We also have the Ace of Swords here with chaos, because I wanted to come back around and clarify the judgment. And you are having a breakthrough, and with chaos, this can cause chaos for sure. When we get the truth, we need time to process, we need time to, and also I see somebody turning on their light and a bunch of entities seeing them. So staying spiritually, your spiritual hygiene needs to be on full par right now, as well as your rituals at the beginning of the day, at the end of the day. I don't know if you do something in the middle of the day. I'm hearing Muslims praying 5 times a day. Maybe that's something you want to look into. Maybe it's tied to your ancestry, your heritage. They can be very beneficial when we tap into all these different aspects of the Creator, you know, the way that others have thank you for that confirmation, have chose to express the way that they celebrate the divine, that they celebrate their existence and, you know, their presence, the manifestation of God that lives within them. I feel like that's where you're at right now. I'm going to move back to these tarot, but I want to read this how I read it, because it was a beautiful message. All right, so down here, starting at the base chakra, we have Shiva with the pillar of fire. This is a sexual energy awakening. This is Kundalini energy. There is no end. There is no beginning. And this is coming up through your base, which is telling me that please be meditating and praying and keeping your intentions as pure as possible and paying attention to the thoughts that you lay claim to and what is going on in just being the observer, really paying attention to the way that you're looking and viewing, and I don't want to say judging things, but at the same time I do, because a couple of these decks were saying the word judgment, and it's also judgment with yourself. Okay, there were things that you didn't know, and it's perfect. We need to forgive ourselves for not knowing those things. And no blaming. It can't be a blame, because the moment we blame someone else or an external factor, we are really just blaming another part of ourselves. So by taking accountability and realizing that you now have the knowledge, you're going to be able to move forward in a much more positive way. Just passing through here at the spleen, there is something, this energy, I feel like this fire energy is just going to be passing through, because your spleen seems very, very clean and clear. And I feel like it's targeting your throat chakra and your sacral chakra. There has been attacks on your sacral chakra here with cutting through. You can see these entities, and they're going to be cutting this away. There's also some beliefs that you had that are being cut away with this energy. And then we have number 34, the burning bush of the lineage. So something about a black hat, as well as, I feel like whoever you are, there's 2 different jobs being done in your lower chakras and your higher chakras. Because like a bubble over here at your head center, there is a bubble of pure consciousness that is coming up for somebody. And with Lord Ganesh at your throat chakra, this card also represents the Hierophant card in the tarot. So it's like you're allowing your heart to open with this rainbow spectrum here coming out of, and this person is actually well balanced in Shiva Shakti. And we have Shiva here down at the base. I would have loved it if I don't even know if there is a Shakti card. I'm sure there is one that elaborates on that energy a little bit more. That would have been beautiful to see come out here. I feel like that really would have tied everything together. But it's almost like your male masculine energy. Maybe you already had a female awakening, a Kundalini rising, and this is now the divine masculine energy that's coming through, because these are very masculine energies. You have Lord Shiva, you have his son Ganesh, and like a bubble, there is something that's coming up to the surface. And I mean, with this truth, this breakthrough, this clarity, there is something that you missed. And it's like there's a lot of devotion in this reading. learning other religions, learning other belief systems, seeing what resonates for you, not listening to what other people's opinions are. I'm also hearing, don't take advice from people who have never tried what you're trying to do. It is pointless. They will sabotage anything that you're trying to go, or they'll end up saying something probably unintentionally. I'm noticing a majority of people end up sharing things because they think they're helping, and in reality, they're just clogging up your system, okay? So it's very important for you to listen to your gut, your heart, your spirit guides, and who you commune with. So we're going to move on to the tarot, and I'm going to close this out because I do not have much room on my phone. So we have the Wheel of Fortune. This, the other day, I pulled the Wheel of Fortune as the first card from 3 different decks. 1111. It is 1111. With Demeter here. So somebody could have lost somebody and had to get them back. Hearing a child. So this truth, this clarity, this piece of information that you're going to be finding out, and I feel like it's almost like, oh, I accidentally missed a question. Like, say you're filling out a worksheet or you're filling out something for the doctor. I don't know. Just an example. And you missed a little space or something. And you just had to go back and fill it. And then it's like, oh, boom, you're done. So it's maybe you were at this energy for a very, very long time. Like, oh my gosh, what else can I do? Like, I'm devoting myself. I'm putting in these practices. What else can I do? And I feel like it was necessary because you wouldn't have been able to fill out that other answer without the rest of them. I know that sounds very weird, but we also have Poseidon here with the tower. You are the tower. You bring towers, and I mean that in a very good, positive way. You are a walking contradiction is what I just heard. You're bringing towers because you're bringing change to the energies that are causing people to fall into illusions, fall into traps, and then they're stuck in their head, in their emotions, because we have the 5 of Swords here as well. And you're bringing a tower to this. And it was, because at first when I was pulling these, I was like, man, this is not looking that good. Like, this is not really what I wanted to see go with all of this, because it was so beautifully laid out. And it was very simple, like, stop playing small. There's a little something that you missed, but it's coming up to the surface. You're going to be able to deal with it. You have a lot of masculine energies and guardian energies that are around you that are helping you at this time. And then we have the 8 of Coins, Mastery, Chiron. This is the card of healing. There is something that you are bringing a tower to, you are bringing awareness to, so that it can be healed. All right. And when we get triggered, I actually love getting triggered now. I don't always react in the way I want to, but thank you for that confirmation. But when I realize maybe I let my emotions get too tied into my response, I will own up to that. I will let that person know. And this is what I've really noticed lately is that when I get triggered and then I realize, wow, why did I react that way? And then I do a self-evaluation and then I run into that person again. And sometimes it can be really, really awkward. But for me, I was really thankful, because if they hadn't triggered me, I wouldn't have realized that that was something that I needed healed. So I was very, very grateful, because anytime I can identify a trigger that I have within myself, that's like, okay, that if I got a trigger with that, there's something that needs to be healed. And it helps me excavate what it is I need to be aware of, bringing it to the surface, bringing it to the conscious awareness from the unconscious, so it can be integrated and, forming new habits, simplifying something. And then we have, and I was like, okay, one more card. Let's figure out, of course, I ended up pulling more, but one more card. I want to know what is going to be the after effect after the 7 of Cups and the 5 of Swords is healed. And then the Knight of Wands. Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. It's like all of your strength is coming back to you. Your passion, your drive, your determination, your willingness to go after the things that you know that you deserve is exactly what I'm seeing here, especially with the Page of Wands here. With the Knight of Wands, it's like you are an adventure seeker. You like to, and I'm also seeing a microphone here in front of her, so you might actually have a podcast of some sort. And then we have Pan here with the Fool, because you're starting new beginnings. You're bringing in new ways of doing things from the unconscious, because we have the Moon here with Selene. So it's almost like you just don't give a fuck. This is what I'm seeing here. You're riding your own wave, and you're realizing you don't have to follow the traditions and ways that people are doing things that don't resonate with you. It's like you're selecting your own pantheon from many different religions and many other walks of life, which is very beautiful. Because any way that we can honor God and the divine is, in my eyes, absolutely beautiful. So you guys, this is very spectacular. We're going to finish this off with this last card. All right. And we have door. So the door is opening for you. Let's see if it's going to be active, passive, negative, or positive. All right, it is positive. So no tricks, no second guessing. This is an open door signaling you to take charge and venture through it. You are being welcomed into a new phase in your life and should not squander this opportunity. So there you have it. What did I tell you? How Spirit just makes us all tie in together. You have a lot of support right now. A lot of support, and the door is open. So if you've been waiting for a sign to move forward, this is clearly it. Is to make sure you're keeping things simple. When things arise, when you are triggered, because the healing is almost never done. It just comes into a new level, a new way. We think we heal it, but that spiral comes back around and brings it to us in a new form that still needs to be healed and addressed. But it technically is still a pattern that lies within our lives. So congratulations, you are walking through that door, walking through that portal, even though you don't even really know what it's going to be. I see that you have full faith and trust in the divine, and you're doing exactly what you're told. And I see you very much immersing yourself into your own existence, into what makes you, you. And by doing so, you're knowing thyself. And by knowing thyself, you know our creator. So, oh, I forgot, Nike's at the bottom of the deck. So success and triumph. You could like wearing Nike. But anyway, I love you. The universe loves you, and everything's working out for your best and your highest good. Until next time, guys.